Good day, everybody. I took it down, I had her down to bare metal, 2 coats of gray epoxy primer. Then I did all the body work, and then I sanded it down with 120 by hand, and then I took 220 on the DA. So I'm gonna see how a few layers of polyester primer go on. I've never sprayed polyester primer, so this will be a first, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, wish me luck. Okay. All right. So that's 2 coats. I was going to do 3, but I figure I'll save what I have left of the paint. And I saw some dents and some stuff I gotta still work on. So if I have to do some more body filler, then I could put on another coat later. It says you can do body filler over top of it. Or it over top body filler. That was my first time ever painting that stuff. I'm not a painting pro, so I probably made a lot of mistakes. It's only like a handful of times I've ever used the auto paint sprayer. But for getting it done in my garage, just to get the layer filler on, just so I can do some more body work, I think is just good enough. It's pink as shit, but it's supposed to change colors and stuff. So that was a process. I wanted to show how I cleaned up the guns real quick. That's the first time I ever used that gun. I usually use a master. This one doesn't blow nearly the amount of air, even though the pressure says it. So I'm not sure. I didn't want to mess with it too much. It didn't feel like it was spraying a lot of paint or air, but it went on, and so I didn't want to mess with it too much because I don't, like I said, I'm not a pro or really anything. I just that gun just feels way different than this gun. This is the gun I normally use, the Master Elite Series Pro 44. I really like this gun. This is what I put on all the epoxy primer and stuff with. This is one I usually use. But nonetheless, it got on there. That one doesn't have a 2.0 tip that this sprayable polyester calls for. So that's why I had to get a different gun. I got a cheap gun off Amazon because I figure I'm just going to use it to spray this filler because I need a 2.0 tip. It was just a cheap Amazon gun, but nonetheless, I think it did the job. For a garage job, I think it did okay. And then after this all dries and stuff, I have a lot more sanding to do. But this is kind of my mess, the way I work. As long as I get the stuff clean and stuff before the paint hardens on it, I'm kind of okay with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing a lot of times, but we'll see how this sands out. Like I said, so it has metal, bare metal. I took it all down to bare metal, the whole car. Then 2 coats of gray epoxy primer, and then I did all the body work because I replaced like half the metal on the car. So then I did all the body work. It took a long time. The roof was really out of whack. And then I did another 2 coats of black epoxy primer, kind of just a trial. I kind of wanted to see what the black epoxy primer felt like. I feel like I like sanding it better, but when you use guide coat, it mixes with the guide coat, and then so you can't see it really well. That's the only thing. I don't like it with the guide coat. The gray with a black guide coat works really well. The black with the white guide coat, I wouldn't recommend it because it turns black pretty quickly once you start sanding it. The guide coat does, so it's kind of pointless. So that's the only thing I don't like about the black epoxy primer. But nonetheless, I think it does show imperfections better than the gray. But anyways, so I did 120 with the black and then the other stuff. So this is it. So thanks for watching.